Good morning and welcome to day 2 of PAC Expo Connects, the modified version. Coming live to you from our YouTube channel. I want to welcome you today to our second presentation where we're going to focus on product handling. Where we're going to ask you, let us put your product in your box. ADCO offers an extensive range of product handling solutions that include robotics, drop indexers, timing screws, stackers, and collators. My name is Colin Warnes. I'm the Director of Sales Engineering and Project Management. I've been with ADCO for 25 years. ADCO is located in sunny Sanger, California. We have a 100,000 square foot manufacturing facility and 160 employees where we manufacture, I'm going to say 98% of everything that goes on our machinery here today. So we're located in a nice central location to take care of you. So as I mentioned, today's focus is going to be on product handling. ADCO offers a range of product handling solutions that we've developed in-house to make sure that your product gets into our cartners as efficiently and as quickly as possible. There are a couple different ranges or types of product handling systems. The most common is what we call the smart pitch indexer. Some people may call it a smart belt indexer. But for copyright reasons, we get to call it a smart pitch indexer. That's a series of belts that are VFD and servo controlled where we space the product out, and at the end of that conveyor, the product is gapped, say, to 12-inch centers to make sure that it transfers consistently into the in-feed conveyor of our horizontal autoload cartner. Another type of system is we'll call it gravity drop indexer, where we're either using rotary paddles or a multi-tier cascade system to drop the product either one at a time or sometimes creating a stack of product before dropping it into the in-feed conveyor of our cartner. Next up is where we use timing screws to meter rigid product into the in-feed conveyor of our cartners. And then finally, we've developed a number of custom robotic solutions to integrate the product handling directly with our cartners to do that automatic transfer, generally of multiple count products into our cartners. So now we're going to do a brief demonstration of the machine behind us here, where we're going to focus on the 1 to 2 lane diverter and the robotic product pick and place system. So come with me. So in this situation, the product is coming to us in a single lane from a Tetra filler. In this case, we don't have a Tetra filler here, so our crew here is hand loading the product into our in-feed conveyor. We use a servo-powered lane diverter here to meter the product and divide it into 2 lanes coming into our cartner. We're using a servo on the drive to make sure that the product is consistently stopped and transferred either into the left or right lanes. And we're just using a simple air cylinder to handle the gating between left and right lanes. Now this product's really unique in that it's very pliable. It's not a rigid product like a can or a full bottle. It's paper and it's compressible. So we have to be very positive in how we handle the product. We couldn't just use a simple gate system where we just stop and start and move the product. We actually have to use the belts to positively drive it across the gap, stopping and starting, and then handling the switch into 2 lanes. Then we'll come downstream and we'll show you the product handling system. So about 10 years ago, we developed a solution to handle the Tetra bottles that used a pneumatic gate and release system. It was fairly complex, but it did the job. The problem with that system, though, is that we soon found that these bottles changed in size through the production shift. So at the start of the shift, they would be larger, then they would settle down into a nominal size, and then at the end of the shift, they would also increase in size. That created a lot of headaches for our customers. So we worked with them to resolve that, and the solution we came up with was this robotic product handling system. So we're keeping the product in two closely coupled lanes. We're using a simple clamp system to hold back the back pressure. And then the robot has a pneumatic gripper where it's picking the desired bottle count, rotating 90 degrees, and placing it into the in-feed conveyor of the cartoner. This system's cool because the customer needs to run 4, 6, or 8 bottles. And we can handle that with the same gripper. All we have to do is change the recipe. And this gripper here will be capable of handling the 4 counts, the 6 counts, and also the 8 counts. Now if you look up above here, you're also going to see a Cognex vision system. This Cognex system is looking down on the product after it's placed to verify that the correct product count is in the in-feed bucket and that it's also in the correct orientation. So it will be able to detect if, say, only 5 bottles are in, or if 1 bottle is folded over, or if 1 bottle is actually rotated 180 degrees. It can detect that. When that situation is detected, the machine will not pick a carton, and then the product will bypass out the reject conveyor. This system will cycle up to 45 picks per minute. And again, the actual cycle rate for the cartoner is going to depend on the product speed coming into the machine. So now we're going to see if we've got any questions on our stream. No questions on the stream right now. So kind of like what we did earlier today, it's going to do something a little different. So we're going to take this video and then we're going to add on a series of application videos that we're going to post here on our YouTube page, but also on our Pack Expo Connects. Right now I invite you, if you've got time, please head over to our Pack Expo Connects page and engage with our sales managers if you have a specific application or question that you'd like to ask them about our cartoner. Again, head over to ADCO's Pack Expo Connects page, scroll down and click on any one of the contacts there that's got a green rectangle around it, and they'd be happy to help you out today. So the first application we're going to show you here is for our smart pitch indexers. They're also commonly known as smart belt indexers, but basically there's a series of belts that are VFD and servo controlled that adjust the position of the incoming product to meter them to transfer into our in-feed conveyor. So let's take a look at some smart pitch clips. This application was cool because the customer requested that we run 1, 2, 3, and 4 packs of stacked pizzas. We used a servo-powered upstacker to collate the pizzas and then an overhead sweep to transfer the stacked pizzas into our smart pitch indexer, which then in turn transferred the pizzas into our lugged in-feed conveyor. Next application ran unwrapped pizzas through the smart pitch indexer and into the in-feed of a stretch wrapper. This application, the customer supplied the trays to us narrow edge leading. We rotated them 90 degrees and then used the smart pitch indexer to transfer the trays into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoner. This next application was cool. We ran thin pouches of bacon that skewed easily. So we used a special overhead sweep to register and align the pouches before dropping into our in-feed conveyor. It's a relatively standard smart pitch indexer where we're metering frozen trays of food into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoner. Next up is our drop indexing system. So this is where we're using gravity to drop the product into the in-feed conveyors. This is done by either 2 means. One is what we call a rotary paddle indexer, where it's servo-powered paddles that drop the product in, or our 3TC or 3-tier cascade indexer, where it's a series of servo-powered gates that drop the product to meter them into our indexers. Cool thing about the 3TC indexers is you can also stack product into multiple counts, and you'll see applications here where we're stacking up to 4 products in the bottom tier before dropping into the in-feed. Gravity is a really useful tool when it comes to handling certain products. In this case, we're using our rotary paddle indexer to transfer taco shells into our in-feed conveyor. This application, we're running bagged cereal that's coming from 2 baggers, and we're transferring it through 2 of our RPI paddle indexers that are synchronized to drop product into what we call an AB bucket pattern into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoner.
each indexer drops product into a specific bucket. This application is our 3TC, three-tier cascade indexer, where we're dropping pouches of moisture absorbing pads. We run single, double, triple, and even 4-packs of the pouches and dropping them into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoner. It's another 3TC application where we're running groups of ant bait into collating them into 2-layer groups and dropping them into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoners. Finally, here we have another 3TC running multi-packs of bacon. We're stacking them into 4-packs and then dropping them into the in-feed conveyor of our cartoner.
Next up is timing screws. So we regularly partner with Morrison Container Handling Solutions to come up with unique product handling solutions for rigid products to transfer them into our in-feed conveyors, where say a conventional smart belt or drop indexer may not be as precise. And also these systems can handle a lot higher speed. So we've done timing screws up to 200 cartons per minute.
Timing screws are another useful tool when it comes to product handling. We'll work with Morrison Container Handling Solutions to develop unique product handling solutions to transfer rigid products into the in-feed conveyors of our cartoners. We'll often do this when the product is just challenging to handle through a conventional indexer, where a timing screw really just offers a lot of possibilities where it can transfer and rotate and even lay down product into our in-feed conveyors. It's a very flexible and versatile tool for us.
Next up is robotic handling, and these videos will specifically pertain to robotic handling with cartoning solutions. So what we like to do is integrate our robotic handling directly into the cartoning solution, much like you saw on the walkthrough behind me. And these clips will just show you a couple different things that we can do with robots coupled with our cartoners.
This application was very challenging. We're handling small pouches that could twist and rotate, but we're able to get them into our bucket train indexer and then transfer them into a staging bucket for a robot to pick and place into our in-feed conveyor. This next application uses Fanec's new Scara robot to use vacuum to pick and place plastic jars into vertical end load cartons at speeds up to 40 cartons per minute. This next application is virtually identical. Instead, we're using a universal UR3, that's their smallest collaborative robot, to use vacuum to pick and place plastic jars into vertical end load cartons. We've got another universal application here, this time using a UR5 robot to pick and place lipsticks out of a grid tray and place them directly into small cartons. This application was a bit of an R&D concept for us, basically collating protein bars into a bucket train indexer and then using a Kodian 2-axis Delta robot to pick and place the bars into the waiting top load cartons.
This final set of video clips is kind of a departure, but it's demonstrating robotic handling for our case packing systems. So what we're showing here is how we're integrating robotics directly with our case packers to either erect case or to load the product or cartons directly into the cases. Take a look.
This is our RCP robotic case packing system that uses a Fanec LR-Mate robot to pick and erect RSC top load cases. And we use a Kodian 2-axis Delta robot to pick and place the bottles into the waiting cases. So another RCP case packer where we're again picking and erecting the cases. In this case, we're loading cartons of raisins into the top load cases. This application is loading cartons of bacon into 3 top load cases. This is unique in that we're using 3D printed end-of-arm tooling in a pick and spread application that gives us lightweight and very unique design. It's another top-load case application using a FANUC LR-Mate robot with 3D printed tooling. We use a lot of 3D printed tooling here at ADCO. It allows us a lot of versatility when it comes to the vacuum porting, and it also is very rigid, lightweight, and relatively economical to replace if needed.
Just one quick thing, Lawrence, are there any questions? Nope, still no questions. So thank you again for coming. We really appreciate your time and learning more about ADCO's product handling solutions, and hopefully we can work with you in the future. Thank you.